Hi, I'm Calla Phillips, and I'm here to entertain you with the best summer ever. If I had to ask you how many hours you've spent in the car consecutively, how many would you say? Generally, the average person has only gone 6 to 9 hours in the car at one time. Me, I can proudly say 18. Last summer, my mom, my friend, and I all traveled the U.S. We went from Georgia to California and all the way back. A lot of people think that I'm crazy for doing it. But my desire for travel has taken me all over the world and fueled a passion for learning and exploration, all while making memories that'll last forever. The whole trip started because my mom really wanted to see the Grand Canyon. It had always been a dream of hers, and I really wanted to go to California. I had only really lived on the East Coast, and I wanted to see the West Coast. We started looking into airfare and quickly realized it was really expensive. So we decided to drive, all 7,800 miles. To start us off, let's go ahead and look at the route. Our first stop on our road trip was Dallas, Texas. It's where my aunt lives, and we ended up going and spending 2 nights with her. We had a surprise birthday party for my aunt, and we ended up seeing a little bit of the city. After Dallas, we went to the Painted Desert, which is in, I believe, Arizona. That was about maybe a 15-16 hour drive between the two. We made up some big ground that day. In the Painted Desert, you can see there's some pictures of us. This is me and my friend. After the Painted Desert, we drove up to the Grand Canyon the next day. Definitely overwhelming how amazing the views are. Once we were supposed to spend initially 2 nights in the Grand Canyon, but we decided that we had pretty much the same view from everywhere else and we didn't want to hike down it, so we decided that we were going to go ahead and hit up Las Vegas. The first night in Vegas, it was just my mom, my friend Carly, and we explored Old Town Vegas. And the next day, we ended up meeting up with my dad because it happened to be Father's Day, so it all worked out well. After Vegas, we headed to Yosemite. It was about a 4-hour drive from Vegas, so not too bad at all, except once we got inside the actual park, it was about 5 hours till we got outside the park, and we ended up in Harold, California. Now, most people have never heard of Harold, California. It's definitely in the northern part of the state. In Harold, it's seriously in the boonies. It's the middle of nowhere. We were only there for 2 nights because we were visiting some family friends, so it was definitely worth it, but not much to see there. After Harold, we went to San Francisco, which was amazing. I'm not gonna lie, it's probably been the coldest summer day I've ever experienced, and it's a lot cloudier than expected, as you can see, but it was still a lot of fun. From San Francisco, we moved on to LA. This is where we spent the majority of our trip. My cousin lives in LA, so it all worked out well. We stayed with her, and we got to visit her office. She works for Funny or Die, so it was really cool. Plus, we did all the touristy things, like we went to Santa Monica Pier, got a lot of great food, so it was definitely one of my favorite stops I've ever made. From Los Angeles, we hit it back up the Carolina coast, and we went to, or California coast, and we went to San Simeon. This is where the Hearst Castle is, another thing that my mom wanted to do on the road trip. She only had 3 things she wanted to see, the Grand Canyon, the Hearst Castle, and Yosemite, and we hit them all. After San Simeon, we went ahead and we decided that we were getting a little edgy with each other because we had been together for about 13 days. I think we originally wanted 18 days on this road trip, but at that point we were kind of ready to be home. So we decided to drive all the way from California to New Mexico, and it ended up in the middle of nowhere. We had to thank God for iPhones because I don't know how we would have found a hotel. From New Mexico, we went back to Dallas. So over just 2 days, we made up major ground. In Dallas again, we went ahead and spent the night with my aunt, and we ended up spending an extra day of just rest. Got to sleep in late, got to go to the pool, so it was definitely the recovery we much needed. Our last official stop on the road trip was New Orleans. It was a great place to cap off the trip, plus New Orleans is amazing if you've never been. There's so much things to do. It was not Mardi Gras season, unfortunately, because it was the summer, but it was still very fun and nice and hot. And then eventually we made it home. Home to good old Atlanta. I had never thought I'd love to sleep in my bed more than I did that night. I'm not gonna lie, it was probably the best thing ever. Alright, so I just pretty much explained to you the whole road trip, and I hope that entertained you enough, but I'm pretty much gonna back it up with why I love to travel. Not only this trip, but every trip. My family is huge on traveling. I've been out of the country several times. I've been fortunate to go to places like Hungary, I've been to Slovakia, I've been to London, I've been to Paris. It's amazing. But let me tell you a little bit about why I love to travel. The first one is education. Now, I mean, I know everyone doesn't love school and it's kind of a hassle and it gets you stressed out, but learning new things is actually the coolest thing ever. When I went to Berlin, I learned all about World War II and it was completely different than learning it from a book. And like on this trip, when we went to, I think, the Grand Canyon, we learned about all the Hopi Indians. It was amazing, and we saw things that had happened for over years ago, and just learning about our country. When people think about traveling, they think it has to be expensive. But on this trip, we ended up saving so much money by driving and staying with friends and family. It doesn't have to be expensive. And I feel like people don't give the U.S. such a great rap, and there's like, oh, it's just the United States. But the amount of things I saw on this trip just proves how amazing our country is. The amount of national parks we have, the amount of amazing cities. I'm a city girl, I love the nature, I love it all. And it just was really amazing. So I guess education is one of the main reasons I like to travel. It's a fun way of learning. Another is the culture. I think this and education kind of goes hand in hand, but when you hear about something rather than when you see it in real life and see the way people live, and even just like the LA culture. People out there live so differently than we do on the East Coast. It's amazing, and I really am fascinated by it. In addition, I love the memories. I am all about my Instagram, my camera taking pictures, and yeah, that's fun and all, but it's not just for in the moment, it's to be able to look back on. My best friend Carly and I, we have been all over the world together, and not many 18-year-old best friends can say that. And we've been fortunate enough to, but I seriously love the memories. I cannot think, when we're hanging out with our friends, we'll be like, oh yeah, remember that one time when we were in Budapest? And they're like, yeah. And how many people can say that? Just the memories are unreal. And also that goes along with memories is the family and friend bonding. There's memories and then there's bonding, but my mom and I would say we're pretty close. But after spending 17 days together, obviously we fought, you know, she's my mom. But then again, the amount of things I can look back on and think, my mom is so cool. I cannot think of anyone literally cooler than my mom. So that was really one of the best things I can ever think about. It was awesome. And that is why I love to travel. You guys so much for listening to my presentation, and I hope that you have been entertained about my summer road trip and you learned all about my love for travel.
That was awesome.